Hey, yo, what's up? This Disciple Marcello Currents. Rain back up in this anti-Illuminati all day. Don't mess with America. I don't play with America at all. So we're not in alliance. All that has to be said before I start my videos. Well, at least some of it. um, yeah. So what this video is going to be about is America trying to utilize people as like wild horses. America utilizing people like wild horses. It's just like the white Americans see potential in talents, soldiers, all types of people for their society, and they think they're just going to put their saddle on the person like a wild horse. Now, I've made videos about this before, but some of you, because I have over 400 videos, some of you may not go deeper into my videos to see. So, some things that are potent as far as information has to be said over and over, reinforced, reestablished over and over. So, how I see it is America from the very beginning, uh, the Great Britain settlers, you know, they came over here utilizing human beings as wild horses. Now, for you who don't really understand that analogy or illustration, a wild horse or a person choosing a wild horse is a horse out in the wild, wherever it may be. And a person takes and put a saddle on the horse and put, all the things on the horse that is necessary, the horseshoes and all of that. Okay. This is how America looks at people like we're wild horses. Like they can just do whatever they want to do with us. And when the only problem with that is when you mess around a child of God, a prophet of God, it's very dangerous to try to put your saddle on them like you've been doing. And I don't care if your intentions are good. I don't care what your intentions are. If a human being tells you no to whatever foolishness you got going or whatever you got going, then you have to accept that. I don't care how relentless you are. I don't care how persistent you are. I don't care how uh, you may feel the person is that you may feel that they're stupid. They're stupid turning down an opportunity. It doesn't matter. If somebody tells you no, that means no. When a prophet tells you he's not doing something for you, then you should be running already. Okay? You should already be running. I'm a prophet. I don't need any other titles to be who I am. I don't need any other positions to be who I am. I'm not a king. I'm not a president. And I'm personally not connected to America anymore. So I won't be voting. I won't be doing any of that. I'm not going to be voting anymore. I'm not going to be and this is why. Because as a Christian, we don't agree with homosexuality. Now, whether you practiced it before you was a Christian or even during the time you've been in Christianity, once you come back into alignment with God's word, you cannot agree with homosexuality. Now, people could say, well, you did it last year. You did it 2 years ago. It don't matter if I did it an hour ago. If I decide and make a conscious decision to be aligned with God's word and aligned with God, then an hour later, I don't believe and practice homosexuality. See, the bad part about America, you always looking at the contradiction without you're always looking for contradictions, except the contradictions that you make. Let's talk about all the contradictions you've made. It is a ton of them. It's a ton of contradictions. And you're sitting up here still waiting for one from me, but can't find one solid. You can't really find a solid contradiction. That's for the negative side of the situation. The negative side of this fame, the negative side of this coin, these people can't find a contradiction. But if I look to you, I can find all type of contradictions within the white community, black community, the government, and everything in between. And my videos covers those contradictions. You got 44 states marrying children. There you go. That's a contradiction for pedophilia. Well, if you was really bona fide zealous and passionate about protecting children, then you wouldn't have child marriage at all. I don't care how it's done with parental consent, as long as there's child marriage, you're contradicting yourself. That's a seven. As long as there's child marriage in America, which it presently is here, we all know this. There's child marriage in America. As long as there's child marriage in America, you're contradicting yourself 24/7. As long as those laws are in activity, I don't care what you do. I don't care how you manipulate. I don't care how you manipulate. As long as there's 44 states with child marriage, you are contradicting yourself as an entire entity, as an entire society in one unit, as a community. You're contradicting yourself. And this is the main reason why I can't have alliance with America. Also, with the 50 states with gay marriage, no Christians can agree with that. So those are two solid reasons. You got 44 states with child marriage. That's understandable for someone to not want alliance with you because of that. That's very understandable. And you're in very much of a state of denial. Okay? You got 50 states with child marriage, with gay marriage. I never agreed with that, no matter what I practiced. I never set out to marry someone of the same sex. So I never really you can't say a hypocrite, and that's in the means of gay marriage. That's not something I set out to do. Okay, so those are two solid reasons why I cannot be utilized for your country. I don't care if it leads me to poverty. I don't care if it leads me to the wilderness, to the woods. I don't care if it leads me to homelessness. I am not in alliance with America because of 44 states with child marriage and 50 states with gay same-sex marriage. I don't have to explain nothing else to you. I can close my book right there, and everyone with a brain will understand at least about the 44 states marrying children. I mean, at least the gay community will understand that. Well, he doesn't agree with us, but I definitely feel him on 44 states marrying children. I can see why he doesn't want alliance with America. Case closed. See, I got it all covered. Not to mention, you have broken my constitutional rights, which I'm very aware of. I guess you think black people are not aware of constitutional rights. I guess you're not used to black people talking about constitutional rights. Yeah, I got constitutional rights. I have rights as a human being first before anything you're talking about. Listen, some of y'all have been watching the Game of Thrones too long. Hang it up. Ain't that show over anyway? I mean, ain't it over? They got some little spin-off show, but for the most part, that's done, right? Okay, come to terms with it. Game of Thrones time is over. Okay? And the reason why I bring up Game of Thrones is because at the end of the season, or the whole show, right? They had this little king, this crippled king that they made a king. Now, that was in the medieval times. You can't draft someone to be a king for your community. You can't draft someone to be a president for your community. I'm sorry. That benefits you. It does not benefit me. How does it benefit me? Because I'm going to live regardless. I don't care what you got. I don't care who you bring. I don't care how many countries you bring. I'm going to prove to you with my life, moving as a spiritual militant, that God can destroy any country, any people, any community. This can be proven as many times as you want it to be proven. It's been proven time and time again. I done washed up Illuminati 8 solid times. I done washed them up 8 times. That's why they riding around bitter like they are. Why you think they so passionate? Because they already been defeated. That's why. Can you make any other sense of it? They've already been defeated. Okay? So nobody's going to be no king for you, no king for the earth, none of that. Okay? And now you've heard it from the horse's mouth, no pun intended. You're not going to you're not going to utilize me as a wild horse. This is what white people have been doing in America from the beginning of time. Come here, come here, come here, come here, nigger. I'm gonna put this saddle on your back. You're gonna be my workhorse, nigger. You're gonna be my king, nigger. You know what king means in America for a black man? Work. Slave. It's not freedom. So unfortunately, for all you people that have constructed this big game around me, all like you constructing some king or something like that, you have lost your cotton picking mind. I'm gonna tell you right now, and because playing with a prophet, you already seen is a dangerous ball game. I'm not gonna budge. I'm willing to die to not be with you. That's how far I'm willing to go. I hate you so much as a community that I'd rather die than to serve your community. I'm just letting you know how far I'm willing to go. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And you've proven nothing. You know what you've proven? You've proven that you have 44 states marrying children. That's what you've proven to me. You're pathetic. I don't care what you do. I don't care how you do it. I don't care if you do MacGyver operations. I don't care if you do 007 James Bond's operations. I don't care if you have psychics, telepaths, I don't care about none of your technology. You are marrying children. Which makes everything else to me in vain. It makes it all vain, void. And it's nothing you can do to change my perspective. I'm going to live. I'm going to survive. But I'm just letting you know it's no chance in hell of me in America ever being in an alliance. It's no chance in hell. And that's that. Okay? Now, you can continue to be relentless. You can continue to be persistent and thinking you're constructing something, and all you're going to do is curse your community, curse your country, and curse everything around you. That's all you're going to do. Now, I've warned you. I have properly warned you. I have officially warned you that I'm not going to do anything for your country. I'm not going to do anything for America. I'm not going to be a king. I'm not going to be a president. And I'm not going to be a wild horse utilized for your purposes. Now, you have been officially informed and warned. This is what happened to America the first time they played with me. Part one was in 2007. Part one was 2007. I kept telling them, stop playing with me. Stop following me. Stop putting me under investigations. Stop putting me under surveillance. I kept telling them to stop playing games. I guess they laughed me to scorn. I guess they thought it was funny. But how about now? How funny is it now? Who looks real and who looks fake? Because none of this is real to me. But you know what is real now? COVID-19 is real. That's what's real. You having no way out of it is real. That's what's real. Monkeypox, you don't know how that's going to go and where that's going to go. That's what's real. All these different variants of COVID-19 popping up, that's what's real. Mass shootings every month, that's what's real. Your government falling apart as I speak, that's what's real. Incompetent leaders in your community and country and government, that's what's real. Why you talking about what? It doesn't concern me. It does not concern me. You need a leader? That's too bad. You should have thought about that before you start practicing child marriage in 44 states. And if you think these laws are dusty, July 1st, 2019, they began to pass child laws. Go look up the date. Go Google July 1st, 2019, child marriage laws. Go Google it. July 1st, 2019, child marriage laws. Something that your whole community is ignorant of. That's why I care less what the people think about me. I still rule whether you want to give it to me or not, because your country is ignorant of its own state. Your country is ignorant of its own morality state. And I don't care how hard you work, and I don't care what you do as an occupation. You're walking around here ignorant as a 5-year-old child. You're walking around here like a dinky 13-year-old airhead. I'd rather say you're walking around here like a dinky 20-something-year-old person. Dinky as can be. That's the word I'm using these days for you. You're dinky. Well, your whole country didn't know about this, culturally speaking. And for those who did say, who say, well, I did know about it. Well, you didn't do nothing with the information, did you? So what kind of man or woman does that make you? You did nothing with the information that you did know. So what good is it that you did know? You still can't compare yourself to me. Well, I knew that. Well, you did nothing with it and I did. See the difference between you and I? I did something with what I know. You did not. So surrounding me or trying to incorporate yourself into my life is only going to cause a terrible event by God to come onto your community to protect my life and to save my life. I'm just letting you know. You think you're close to me, but you're not close to me. You think you're affiliated, and you're not affiliated. I look people face in their face, and I tell them what I want and what I do not want. You are yet to do that as a community. You're supposed to be the land of the free and home of the brave. Then why the home of the brave ain't sent nobody to me face to face to tell me anything? Explain. Nobody in this country has came to me face to face, and you call this the home of the brave? That's a joke, okay? You know what you're the home of? 44 states with child marriage. That's what you're the home of. You're not the home of the brave. You're the home of the child marriage. And the record for the lowest age of consent, too. In the state of Delaware in 1887 at 7 years old. No other country has topped that, including Yemen, if I'm saying that right, and any other country that you want to bring up. Nigeria, any other country you want to bring up. You still have, for the smart people, that's who probably can understand this, they still have the world record. Besides what the present age of consent, the lowest age of consent is presently or throughout the years, they have the world record that tops all of the countries. America. If you Google it and you study history, there's no place in history in the planet Earth that had by a government that had the age of consent at 7 years old. There's no government that had that. So if you can't bring the facts, then you're just talking. You're just talking. I can bring the facts. I can show you the facts. And if you know, every once in a while I get one of these dumb American patriots that try to come and compare with my information with other countries. So I'll tell them what goes on here in America, and they'll bring up something that they can't even find, you can't even find. If you can't find it, then please shut up. Please shut up. If you can't solidify it and crystallize what you're saying, then please shut up. Okay? I can show you this information. I can lead you to this information. It's just another case of you don't know what you got till it's gone. Just like a woman or a man, that people are in relationships with, you don't know what you got until it's gone. And that's your karma. This is part of America's karma. You play games with me. You try to dirty my name. Now you realize I'm one of the best people you got here. See the whole contrast of that? You see that? Now you realize I have the best character than most people you have here. Now you see that. Okay? So that being said, you lose. You lose. You lost. And you're losing as I presently speak. When you have crossed a man that and disrespected and violated the constitutional rights of an American citizen, which I still am, you lost. You lost that. You lost me. You can't win. You can't win. You've already lost with 44 states married children. You lost before you can even start to play with me. How you gonna play with me when you got 44 states child marriage? Yeah, that's your country. That's for all you Americans. Everyone that claims to be a patriot of America, all you military, police, teachers, and firemen, and everything else, FBI, CIA, all you people that claim to be Americans, patriots at that. How can you fight against me or any other country, in my opinion, when you have 44 states marrying children? You have 44 states with child marriage. I don't care what you think that's on my mind. I don't care if you thought you found pedophile behavior in me. If you don't have any actions and you don't have any things that's real, you look like a complete dummy when I have complete laws, 44 states with child marriage, while you sitting up worried about thoughts and body language. That's a 7. While you're worried about body language and psychological thoughts of pedophilia, that you, with mind reading technology and the telepaths you're using to find pedophile thoughts in human beings, guess what I got for you? I got 44 states with child marriage. That's facts. That's not thoughts and that's not body language. It's actual facts and reality that you can't overcome. You can't overcome that. You know how some people say you can't come back from stuff? You can't come back from that. How you gonna come back from that? Explain. As far as integrity that Americans thought you had as a government. Because I know that these wine-drinking, prosperous Americans that sit around and vacation all around the world, I guarantee you these type of Americans don't even know this. They think they're cultured. They think they know it all about America. I bet you don't know this. I bet you don't know that 44 states has got child marriage, do you? While you sipping your Merlot, I bet you don't know that 44 states has child marriage. While you drinking your white Zinfandel or your Chardonnay that's slightly chilled, I bet you don't know that 44 states is marrying children. And this explains why I don't have alliance with America, and it explains why I will not be your king or your president. This information explains it and frees me. And to sound mind people, it should free me, and they should have no problem with me because they should understand. Okay, yeah, I understand why he doesn't deal with this country. That's a good reason. That's a very good reason. And you can give the benefit of the doubt. You can say who's doing it and not doing it. And now, like I'm starting to cover, it's not how many people doing it, it's the fact that it's allowed in the country. Because you want to go and look up how many people doing it. So you can say, well, ain't nobody really doing it. They want to go look up how many people involved in it. What's the percentage rate of Americans with child marriage? No, I'm not going that route. My route is your American government has allowed it to be a possibility. It's a possibility in 44 states to marry a child. That's all you need to know. I don't care how many people doing it. It's a possibility. It's an option, in other words. It's an option here in the United States of America in 2022 that you can marry a child. It's an option. While everyone is saying, oh, we should get rid of these pedophiles and all of this, and R. Kelly and Bill Cosby and all the stuff that they talk about. Quick to talk about what the black man doing with these children. But let's talk about what the white Americans are doing with these children. Okay? Because I'm pretty sure that a good percentage of these people that pass these laws in 44 states marrying children are white Americans. I mean, it's just an educated assumption. Okay? I'm not trying to say it is about race, but hey, why they looking at R. Kelly like he's doing something strange? I'm looking at your American government with white Americans that are doing something strange. They're doing something very strange. 44 states married children is very strange. When you're ready to crucify people out here on these streets, when the FBI is trying to look for child prostitution rings, that part. While the FBI is looking for child prostitution rings, won't they look at the 44 states that's marrying children? Won't they look at the ring of people that's doing that? How about that part? And this is why I rule and reign, whether you want to give it to me or not. Because none of your leaders telling you. Is Al Sharpton telling you? Jesse Jackson telling you anything about it? These are your go-to leaders. The ones on CNN all the time. Al Sharpton's on CNN all the time. You hear him talking about 44 states with child marriage? You name them. No one's talking about it. Even Alex Jones ain't talking about it. And he's always quick to tell somebody, these pedophiles in the politics. He done go look at the soundbite of how many times Alex Jones done said that. Alex Jones done said, the pedophiles in these politician pedophiles. He done said it 1 million times. Alex Jones done said it 1 million times. And in all that, man hours, if you will, all those man hours he put on radio, he has never covered the obvious of 44 states with child marriage. That's unbelievable. All the conspiracy theories, all this stuff that they talk about, all the stuff that Alex Jones be talking about, but he did not ever cover, as supposed to be an educated patriot of America, 44 states with child marriage. That's unbelievable to me. I can't get over this. I'm not obsessed with it. I can't believe it. It's unbelievable how a whole country and a whole culture comes and goes, almost the end of the world. And no one even knows this, culturally speaking, collectively speaking. I mean, I'm shocked. I'm shocked. You should be shocked. As much as these people got all these commercials and acting like they love children so much, all this fake projection for money. It's all for money. It's all to get your money, whatever product they selling you for children. Whatever it is. It's always a product. It's always a product. So it's never sincere. This country is not sincere about protecting your children. Well, 44 states is putting that got child marriage, that's putting children in harm's way. Right or wrong? That's putting children in harm's way. Am I right or wrong? Those children would basically be treated like pets and animals, livestock. And it's going on right now. And see, what makes this war unique, what makes my battle more unique than any other battle, is I'm not using tangible weapons. I'm using information and spiritual power that comes from God and that comes down from God. Okay? So you can't question what comes from God, and you can't question the laws that you have in your government. If I'm revealing this to you and they lose as a result, are you really mad that they lost? I mean, I'm being 100. Are you mad that they lost? Well, they signed their own death certificate. I didn't make up these laws. They did. So who you mad at, me or them? That's what makes this war so unique. You can't dispute it. You cannot dispute also that the whole American community, for the most part, was under the impression that we protect children and that there is no child marriage here. Most Americans are under that impression even now. They're not under the impression that people can go marry children here in America. Not somewhere else. Now, you talk to them about somewhere else, I'm sure they think somewhere in the world